Turn it on.
Okay. So that's I think attitude is better than the and we're going to go ahead and get this meeting going. It's about 2 o'clock right now, and so there will be some people that say, "Hey, you know, I can't be here forever, so let's get it moving." So I want to thank you first of all for making it here. What is this? June 2010 meeting for the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association. Looks like we got a new little home away from home to do this in. It's a lot quieter. We're going to have the pizza place say, "Bob, your pizza's ready." And that's going to happen once in a while. We can live with that. We're not going to have all the clanging dishes in the background and everything else. So it's good. Thank you very much for showing up. We've got a couple things we're going to do here. We're going to talk about private lending. We're going to talk about tax liens, and then we're going to throw open discussion for anybody else that wants to bring some more information in. First, for anybody that hasn't been to the meeting before, this is the website, SantaBarbaraREIA.com, and towards the bottom is, let's see, whoops, well we can't scroll down on that, but in any case, as you scroll down from the website, because this is PowerPoint, we do have the internet thanks to my Verizon Droid. I'm very happy with that. It's tethered and working. But if you scroll down on this, there's an area down here for benefits. We've got Mark Danis now has got his card for Sherwin-Williams. I think Kimberly's got your card. Have you used the card at all yet? Okay, so we've got discounts. There's all kinds of discounts with membership here. Here we are. We've got a blog site. So if you scroll down on the website, at the bottom of that is a link back to the blog site. So anytime we make a change in the time that we're having a meeting or the location, the best place to find it is on the blog site. And there's past meetings on there, links back to YouTube. Let's see. Okay, we'll backtrack a little bit for the benefits. So that's the bottom of the web page. Just click on the PayPal link. Being a member of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association is free. If you want to be in the national and get all the benefits that come with the national, I'm charging $50. Most places are charging $300 or $800 to be a member of their club. And they told me at the national, $50, you're crazy, why are you doing that? And I said, well, because I am. It was a choice, okay? So it's a real inexpensive place. If you're out there in Kansas or Alabama or any place in the world that you want to get this, well, not the world, but at least the United States, you want to get the rate that cheap, you can be a member of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investment Association. We'll get you in there, you get your discounts, okay? Lots of different discounts, FedEx, OfficeMax, you name it. Rentals. Now we've got a link back to YouTube, so what we're doing here is we're videotaping every meeting so that we get it up on YouTube. Kimberly was a speaker at one of our meetings, and we got her up there, checked it out, and it worked out okay? Great, thanks. So, as we're going through this, we're archiving this stuff. It's nice. I mean, it's kind of amazing when you think about something like YouTube, where they must have just hundreds of thousands of people putting videos up there. How many computers do they have constantly feeding all this stuff in? I don't know how they do it. It's got to be a lot of money. In any case, so you can go there, you can look at all the past videos that we've got, anything that's going on. We'll be doing it as we move on with all of them. Private lending. Okay, so private lending, obviously in this economy we're having a real hard time getting loans for our properties. Getting people qualified, all this has been really difficult. One avenue is private lending. Alan Calgo, I think, is probably one of the best people out there in the U.S. to teach you how to do private lending. Now, I went down, a few months back. We've got that information about that. I went down to Los Angeles, went to his thing. We talked about private lending down there. There was about 150 people there. I asked a bunch of questions, as I usually do, and I stood up there in front of everybody and said, Alan, this is great. You do private lending. You're doing all this good stuff, buying and selling properties. Do you do tax liens? Have you ever done tax liens? And he said, no. And I said, well, why not? He said, because I just really haven't had the time and just haven't gone there. Well, I've asked the same question to a lot of different gurus like Alan, and most of them have said the same thing. I just haven't had the time. We had Curtis and Cindy Squires, remember that? We had them here speaking at Denny's, and they're doing really good in the Riverside area, buying and selling houses, foreclosures, rehabbing them, getting them up. They've been on a lot of different news stations, so you know they're successful. Ask them the same thing. You guys do any tax liens, deeds? And they said no. Why? We just haven't had the time to get into it. So as you know, you've only got so much time in life to do what it is that you want to do. They just haven't chosen to do this. Well, when I go back to Vegas, because I paid for this, it's about $5,000 to go through his program. And I think I bought into it years ago. So as I go back out there, I'm going to talk to him about this again, this private lending, because one of the things that I've kind of got this feeling of is I'm already finding people saying, tax liens, if I only have to come in with $500 or $1,000, I'd like to partner up with you because I just don't have the time and I haven't bought into the program yet. I don't know really what to do. So yeah, I'd like to partner up. I've got $75,000. I got one investor that says, I've got $75,000. When can we do it? I want to do it now. But what I'm finding is it's a lot easier to partner up with people on tax liens than it is for property. You know, 50,000, whatever. You've got all the headaches for the property, you've got all the responsibilities of the property. Tax liens are an easy entry. So I'm going to go there and get some information on private lending and then take that back and say, okay, how can I twist this just a little bit and do it for tax liens rather than properties like he normally does? I'm sure he's going to go, well, okay, whatever, because he knows when you're going out and getting private funds, you a lot of times have to start off small. When the people begin to trust you and understand what you're doing, they say, well, okay, now I'm going to start giving you more. Well, it's the same thing with tax liens, only, in my feeling, easier entry. People are more willing to jump on. If you get a tax lien for $10, you're not going to make much money off of it, but you certainly have a chance to get to know somebody, see how the thing goes, build some trust up, and gradually, come up on the dollar amount.
Can you explain that a little bit? What do you invest in when you buy a tax lien?
What you're basically doing is somebody hasn't paid their taxes on their property for whatever reason. And 98, 99% of the time, they will eventually pay it or the mortgage company will pay it, and you'll never end up with a property. But what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'll give you $1,000 for the taxes that Harm didn't pay, and when he pays it, the county guarantees you that you're going to get your $1,000 back plus whatever interest rate it is, which could be anything from 8% to 24% or more in cases where you go to a place like maybe Indiana where somebody comes up and says, I'm going to pay my taxes now, and it's only been a month or 3 months since you actually put the money out. If that happens, then the effective interest rate is more than 16 to 24% because you're paying it off sooner. Okay? Now, Carl Cameron's one of our members. He didn't show up here, but he does tax liens and deeds, and he's got properties back in New York and other places. And his experience has been, in this economy, with all the problems that we've got, more things are going to foreclosure. So if you're going to go out and do these tax liens, you better not get a $10 tax lien because you could end up with a gas station that nobody wants. It's going to cost thousands of dollars to get rid of those tanks and whatever else is in there. So you still have to do the research, but you're probably going to have more properties coming back in foreclosure than we've had in the past. Does that explain it a little bit, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
You buy it from the county.
Yeah, county, city, and all this stuff is online. These guys that we're going to be talking about said they've been doing this for 20 years, and they see the difference now compared to then is 20 years ago you physically had to go to the county recorder, spend a lot of time going through the records, go to the auctions, and it was really time consuming. Now all this stuff is online. You can do it in a lot of places, it's all online. You use your computer, you use your phone, you use your fax, whatever, credit cards. And now there are more foreclosures, the economy's worse. There are a lot more tax liens out there right now than there have ever been in the 20 years they've been doing it. So this is a good time for entry. Okay? So I'm going to go out there, we're going to talk about this with Alan. If anybody does want to get involved in these programs, probably could be done for less. In fact, Alan stuff or the tax liens that we're going to be talking about, if you're thinking about signing up, you might want to talk to me. I might be able to get you some kind of discount seeing as I'm already in there. A lot of times you can set up affiliate relationships where you can help get people in for less. No guarantees, but we'll find out. Okay? Just to give you a quick idea, Let me show you what's coming up here.